Welcome, curious minds, to a world of knowledge and discovery. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Onslaught Marvel Comics. We hope you find it enlightening. Onslaught is a character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Created by writers Scott Lobdell and Mark Waid, and artist Andy Kubert, he first appeared in 1996 as a cameo in X-Men Prime before making his first full appearance in X-Men Volume 2, where he would eventually serve as the main antagonist of the Onslaught storyline from then onward. Onslaught was written as a sentient psionic entity created from the subconsciousness of two mutants, Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto. During a battle between the X-Men and Magneto's Acolytes, Professor Xavier used his telepathic powers to shut down Magneto's mind, rendering him catatonic. It was explained through the Onslaught crossover series that the darkest aspect of Magneto's mind escaped into Xavier's subconscious, where it merged with Xavier's own darker nature to eventually grow into a separate persona of its own. In this section, we'll be exploring publication history. Onslaught was created by writers Scott Lobdell, Mark Waid, and artist Andy Kubert. The character first appeared in cameo in X-Men Prime July 1995, named in Uncanny X-Men, and made his first full appearance in X-Men Volume 2, June 1996. He was written and introduced as a villain that was part of the effective events in the 1993 Fatal Attractions storyline. The Onslaught storyline was a crossover event with tie-ins among other Marvel books, including Avengers, Fantastic Four, and The Amazing Spider-Man. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting origins and exploring its intricate connections to our topic. Onslaught is a psionic entity created from the subconsciousness of Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto. During the battle between the X-Men and Magneto's Acolytes, Magneto used his powers to remove the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton. Xavier used his telepathy to shut down Magneto's mind and render him catatonic. During the psionic contact, Magneto's anger, grief, and lust for vengeance entered Xavier's consciousness, mingling with every long-suppressed negative yearnings Xavier had endured during the last 30 years. This result created the being known as Onslaught. After gaining an independent body, Onslaught possesses Xavier and kidnaps him after being forced to leave his body. Onslaught also captures Nate Gray, intending to use his power to transform the human race into a collective consciousness. Several members of the Avengers and Fantastic Four sacrifice themselves to stop Onslaught by entering his energy field, causing him to be destroyed. It is later revealed that the heroes survived, but were transported to a pocket universe created by Franklin Richards and rendered amnesiac. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding Onslaught Reborn as we navigate its intriguing terrain. A 5-issue limited series, Onslaught Reborn, was released in 2006 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Onslaught storyline. It is written by Jeff Loeb, with art by Rob Liefeld. After Scarlet Witch removes the powers of most of Earth's mutants, the powers of Charles Xavier and Magneto combine to reform Onslaught, whose consciousness survived after his death. Onslaught swears revenge on Franklin Richards and other heroes, transforming into a monstrous form with a skull-like face. However, he is defeated by Ricky Barnes, who transports herself and Onslaught to the negative zone. Let's now shift our focus to Onslaught Unleashed and explore the ways in which it shapes our perspective. Sometime later, Ricky Barnes, now known as Nomad, begins having nightmares set in the jungles of South America. When her teammate Toro is kidnapped, Ricky begins to suspect that her nightmares are something more sinister than she first thought. Later, while investigating Roxkin, the Secret Avengers come across the plan's Project Power, a deadly power source developed in Colombia. As the Secret Avengers investigate the facility, Beast and Ant-Man find the source of the energy to be from the negative zone. As Ricky races inside the facility to locate Toro, she stumbles into the control room instead. Onslaught possesses Ricky and reveals that she is a construct created to act as his host, with the real Ricky having died in the negative zone. Ricky has Gravity kill her so that Onslaught cannot return. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze Red Onslaught from different angles and evaluate its significance. A clone of Red Skull later exhumes Charles Xavier's corpse and grafts part of his brain onto his own. He gains Xavier's psychic abilities and becomes known as Red Onslaught. Red Onslaught is defeated by Scarlet Witch and Doctor Doom, who attempt to use their magic to invert his morals, but their efforts backfire, causing everyone present to morally invert from their usual behavior. With the skull reverted to a human body, he is hidden from the Avengers by Edwin Jarvis until Steve Rogers can retrieve him. Working with the inverted villains now referring to themselves as the Astonishing Avengers, and with Brother Voodoo possessing Scarlet Witch, the White Skull is able to undo the inversion. In this chapter, we'll be shedding light on Reign of X and its role in shaping our understanding. Following the establishment of Krakow as a mutant nation, Nightcrawler becomes aware that a dark presence is haunting Krakow, which is dubbed Patchwork Man. Believing the culprit to be his son Legion, Xavier recruits Nightcrawler to investigate and bring Legion to Krakow. Nightcrawler rescues Legion from Orches and learns that the Patchwork Man is Onslaught, who was restored and weaponized by Orches. Nightcrawler and Legion embrace Onslaught instead of fighting him, weakening Onslaught and enabling Nightcrawler to kill him. Get ready for a captivating exploration as we unravel the layers of powers and abilities and their profound significance. Onslaught is a psionic entity with superior physical and mental power, possessing the combined abilities of Professor X and Magneto. He is capable of telepathy, telekinesis, energy projection, sensing mutant presences, manipulating magnetic fields, mind control, flight, mental manipulation, possession, astral projection, perceiving magnetic and electrical energy, absorbing any mutant into his being, and affecting reality itself. Onslaught can also enhance his physical size and strength. After fully evolving into his own separate consciousness and having Professor X ripped from him in the astral plane, Onslaught evolved into a second, cybernetic form. In this form, thanks to adding the full potential of Franklin Richards and Nate Gray combined, his powers were increased to godlike levels, including the ability to create and reshape matter at will, and apparent omniscience. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of Chronosignature Anno Doom 128 and its fascinating intricacies. Chronosignature Anno Doom 128. During the One World Under Doom storyline, Sorcerer Supreme Dr. Doom had Christoph Bernard use the time platform to bring some superheroes from a possible future that was designated as Chronosignature Anno Doom 128. One of these characters is a skull-headed Onslaught who became a member of the Superior Avengers. He used his powers to subdue Diablo. During the Avengers fight with Graviton, which the Superior Avengers crashed, Onslaught was taken apart by Scarlet Witch after he claimed that her family caused the collapse of the X gene. After it was discovered that the Superior Avengers ghost was actually a drone, Onslaught was told by Killmonger to pull himself back together as he uses his powers to immobilize the Avengers and Graviton. Ghost later told Bernard that Onslaught was born from the mutant rage and pain following the disastrous Second Krakoan Age, was rumored to be the remains of an Omega-level mutant with a legion of different world-ending powers, and became the mutant personification of death. Now, let's shift our focus to Jean Grey's Onslaught and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. When an alternate Phoenix recruits the original X-Men to stop yet another Phoenix who is using its powers to influence its world, they learn that she was from a universe where she and the X-Men stopped Magneto, but not before he killed Professor X in response. They began using more decisive methods to bring peace between mutants and humankind. While they stopped threats like Ultron and Annihilus, Phoenix also began controlling her allies like Tony Stark and set her eyes on ways to increase her powers. After being teleported to Earth 696, the original X-Men initially clashed with their older counterparts, whom they were able to convince to help them stop the Phoenix. Our focus now turns to X-Men 92, an important aspect of our discussion. During the battle against the Shadow King who was possessing Cassandra Nova in the Secret Wars storyline, Professor X faced Shadow King on the astral plane in the form of Onslaught. Now, let's shift our focus to in other media and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. Onslaught appears as a boss and playable character in Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, voiced by Maurice Dean Wint. Onslaught appears in Marvel Superhero Squad Online, voiced by Travis Willingham. Red Onslaught appears as a boss in Marvel Heroes. Onslaught appears as an unlockable playable character in Marvel Puzzle Quest. Onslaught appears in Marvel Contest of Champions. Onslaught appears as a collectible card in Marvel Snap. Onslaught was proposed as the main villain in the cancelled X-Men Legends 3. Stay connected and join our community by subscribing and following me on other platforms.